education you try to give me. You got your fucking mind.
This thing is real weird. Once you learn what we know about food now, is that the food is poison.
Yeah.
It'd be like Logan's Run. Literally, it's like all the food that we're taught and programmed to eat as a child eventually times you out when you become an adult. Once you hit 35 to 40, you start that calcification.
30
Actually, 20 I think it's the age 28.
30. When you get to 30,
Your body starts changing, and then once it starts changing, they're actually finding that age is an illness, it's a disease. You're not supposed to decline like that. We're regressing because of the food.
Genetically modified, clone, all that shit you talk.
Right. It's missing certain nutrients, so our body is not getting that. And then plus we're eating eggs, wheat. When half the stuff on our food list is toxic and poisonous to our body.
Yeah.
What else is on that list? Soy.
Well, let's leave that fresh food out. The most deadly thing that we realize is the stuff that's in the boxes and the stuff that's in the can.
Processed foods.
We should never. That stuff is worse than meat, everything, because it helps control what they're doing right now with the DNA. That's why, in all what we're talking about, the last thing they need to do is vaccinate. They vaccinated us about 50 years ago, because I'm almost 60, and I remember getting vaccinated when I was a couple of times, about 2 times. One was for the measles. We didn't get one for the mumps.
I remember the booster shot. That one particularly, I remember.
Yeah.
It was round, and as I got older, the mess timed out. So they're doing a lot of genetic engineering.
Well, they remodifying because this is global. So this time when they hit with the vaccination, it hit everybody. That's why if you're an American, you're different than the rest of everybody in the whole wide world. We just don't think alike. And we could not literally survive in any parts of the world. We couldn't.
There's places that won't even accept our food.
Well,
all that nasty food and stuff that we're eating as a normal part of our diet is dysdesigned to make our bodies clog up, calcify, and then hit we'll hit dysfunctions and dis-ease as the stress level rises as you get older and your body starts to calcify. It puts more stress on it like a machine, and it starts to fall apart.
But guess what? The world's overpopulated because before we was dying naturally, we didn't have things to prolong us. We didn't have dentists. We didn't have eyeglass places. And then they started getting. When did we start? If your ass is blind, you're blind because you adapted.
You're saying something's trying to level up by putting all these other things there to give us a choice. We have a choice, so they say. If you're programmed to think that your food list is healthy, then that's really not a choice because you're programmed that way.
Baby, even if we was eating healthy food, we still get jammed up.
Exactly. That's the other point I wanted to make, that there's so much dysfunctional food that you're literally forced to have to eat that stuff anyway, according to budget or convenience.
And who's the most healthiest people? If you look at the poor people, and you see them old, those motherfuckers still be getting around. So with the poor healthcare, in spite of, there's a high rate, right, of the white people who are preserving their life, they're still dying off. Because then they be getting these unknown cancers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Then they say, oh, well, let's go into, for instance, reptilian. What is the greatest way to say, I got animal blood, so, or we're more animal? Because they really view us as cattle. We never lost that stronghold in their minds. That's why they say we can jump higher.
The whole system is set up to keep us thinking priministic. And, that's without intelligence. And so what happens is we get to a point with the food thing where you feel frustrated. Okay, so you learn about food and you learn what the food is doing. And then you learn that you're kind of forced to eat the crap anyway, that there's really no way around eating, having to be forced to eat GMOs and stuff like that when you're living in a particular area on a particular budget. So it's prevention. Okay, what can we do? That's what I learned. What can we do to help modify or level out, just like they put enmity in there to remove it? And so that's with the information on using things like calisthenics, Tai Chi, better eating habits, herbs, and we're on prevention, okay?
Prevention?
Solution-based.
What I'm saying is, we will lose people. When I talk, especially when I get in the car, I said the bottom line is reduce sugar and sodium. If you do those 2 things and look at what is
that
healthy,
too.
that when you talk about all the modified stuff and everything is high content of sugar. Turn the box over and look at the sugar, look at the sodium.
Right. So that's what I'm saying is that you can that too, add on that as information, remove the sugar and sodium as much as possible. However, it's just like unconsciously, let me finish this one point. Unconsciously, right? They took meat back in the day because meat is a dead thing, and they cured it. They used salt, and then eventually our mothers and parents got to it, and they put seasonings on it and stuff, and we did things to make that meat taste better and tenderize it and stuff like that to make it more palatable to your tummy. Now what I'm learning is that we get a lot of gas and a lot of issues and stuff from the foods, and it's kind of like just like the soup thing unconsciously, like Jung was saying, Dr. Jung, when he's talking about the unconscious mind and ancestral memory that speaks through the blood. A lot of times we're eating things that are traditional herbs and spices and, drinks and things like that. And that stuff is actually used to treat the body. And so if we are to add that information on deliberately, what roots and herbs can actually do to benefit the body and certain mineral substitutes to put in the body, and watching our sugar and salt like you suggested, that is a part of the solution, then it becomes a different plan.
Right, but when you're talking to the people, what audience you talk, like when I do this cause and effect, because now I'm going to put it out there, people are waiting now, like, okay.
I'm talking and I'm listening. Much love to you and yours. This is Siren Buddha Medicine, speaking with wisdom.